Blake Ramsey with another episode of Revimpression. Ooh, do we have a surprise today? I have finally gotten my hands on one of the very, very anticipated, very loved BMW M2. I had previously stated in one of my older videos, the X6M, if you haven't watched it before, the M2 has rapidly become one of my absolute favorite cars of all time. But this is a little bit different. There's different levels of cars that you can like and absolutely be one of your favorites. A lot of people wouldn't expect, with the fact that I drive muscle cars a lot of the time, that I would like a BMW like this. That's exactly why I like the X6M so much, is because it was like a muscle car, but it had all the abilities. Now the M2 doesn't have all of the utility of what the X6M did. That's not taking away from anything. It is still an absolute godsend to the industry. What I mean by that is everybody loved what the 1M was, but it was very low production, it was very hard to get a hold of, and it was kind of a hard car to drive a lot of the time with the overboost system. Now, a really cool thing about what this car does is this is kind of a reincarnation of the 1M. Everybody wanted that small, compact, evenly distributed, high horsepower, two-door sports car that BMW was known for and everybody loved from before. And a lot of the time, people argue that BMW has kind of lost its way in that respect. This is the car that brings all of that back. And I'm not the only one that says that. You can look at any list and publication as to say why the M car is back. There's so many good parts about this car. Not only the balance, not only the way that it drives and goes through a corner, it's got this beautiful sound that all you people who drive 335, 340s, 440s with the new engines, you'll understand that certain resonance that happens with this car and that beautiful howl. The M2 is the daddy of that. It has this gorgeous melodic tone to it, and it loves to rev. It loves to push the RPM all the way through the torque band and keep you interested. It helps out a lot because you don't get stuck running out of RPM a lot of the time. You don't need to over rev the car, and you can, if you want to step in it all the way to the red line, it loves to do it. So that is an excellent, excellent way of being able to utilize every bit of what the engine has to offer. Now, the car has not as much horsepower as you would expect it to be, but it's only because BMW is protecting the M3 and the M4. The car has 365 horsepower, around 345 foot-pounds of torque. That is well more enough to get this car through a corner the correct way without having to wonder, is it going to make it and bite me? Cool thing about the Sport Plus modes in this car is the dynamic stability control really, really helps you out. It always keeps you safe, and if you do get a little whack out of the corner, it does let you have a little bit more yaw, and it does correct you at a certain point to keep you safe. Now, what I was saying about the overboost system on the old cars, the overboost system was an addition of torque in the middle of a really safe torque curve when you needed it, coming out of a straight or leaving the apex. And that's exactly what they built into this car, with an extra 26 foot-pounds added when it knows that you're in a safe line. That is very apparent when you're coming out of a corner and you're trying to actually leave and you bury your throttle, you really start getting into it, you can feel the difference of how the car is reacting. You can feel the difference in the surge of the power as it goes. Being somebody who is such a big fan of torque, I absolutely love it. I am in love with the fact that not only does a turbocharger come in and help with that boost, but it gives you extra on top of that. It's already fast. It already has a great boost to it. But when you get in a straight line, it really, really lets you know that it's here to let you have fun. And that's exactly what this car is all about. And it's not that heavy. When having lower horsepower numbers, anything under 500 horsepower these days, everybody thinks that it's not worth it. But that doesn't make any sense. The power to rate ratio on the car is almost perfect. The car only weighs 3,400 pounds. And when you add 365 horsepower to something that weighs 3,400 pounds and a 50-50 weight distribution, that's a magical combination. And especially through a lot of these canyon roads that I'm driving on in Southern California, this really shows its true colors. BMW has this car right. really right. And the only thing that it's going to get better on is really just adding a couple more toys to the toy box. The M2 CS is right around the corner. And no wonder they use this as a safety car on so many racing divisions, because it's so good. The only downside that I have to this whole car, this isn't really that big of a problem, really just more of a personal problem. The interior is a bit small for a guy my size. I'm 6'1", I can fit in it, but I don't feel like I'm surrounded by space. I feel like I'm wearing the car a little bit. The car is not made to be stretching out and putting your legs out. The car is made to fit you like a glove. Go through a corner, the bolsters on the car keep you in place. It doesn't make me feel like I'm always moving around and trying to get comfortable, and because my back hurts. They're very much designed around what the rest of the car's idea is, and that is to have as much fun with a sports car that BMW can create. It goes in a completely different direction than what people are used to with BMWs. The i8, that car was in its own direction into innovation and hybrid technology. The X6M is right into the idea of having a brute muscle car built into an SUV body and adding a bit of utility. But the thing about the M2 is, this is giving you hope that BMW has not lost its way in all this electronic steering, efficiency dynamics. It's bringing back the fact that there are M enthusiasts still in that company and still putting out absolutely brilliant work. Because this is not the end of the M cars. The M cars are only getting better. Some may believe that the last best M cars were the E92, the E46, even the E30. I don't think that's necessarily true. When you add turbocharging to basic feeling of what that car was, which is what this is, you get a pretty beautiful end result. So, great job, BMW. I think you did an unbelievable job at making this what it is.